Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where the usual suspects of colonizers have shown up over here. We've got some French colonial nations, we've got some British colonial nations as well, and some Spanish and Portuguese. So that's all just fine. I mean, we're not too concerned about that. For the time being, we're completely okay with what we've got going on here, but I do want to take a quick look through these European nations and see... Well, that's all their colonial nations. Let's go to the actual nations here. Any of them angry at us? Not particularly, so that's a good sign. Ming is also no longer angry at us, thanks to our improved relations, so that's wonderful. Ming is Miltech 21. Compare that to our Miltech, which is also 21. So we're a bit behind in admin tech right now. We can put, for the next 4 years, we can put Diptech and Miltech, or rather power, into ideas. And that will be great. That'll allow us to finally finish out exploration ideas. And we'll be able to fabricate claims overseas. I'm not too concerned about that. And yeah, our merc companies are going to reset. I really don't know. Is that a modern Europa thing? Is that something that just happens in Europa now every time you restart the game? Or is that like related to the random new world? Or I don't know. It might be related to the random new world. I don't remember that happening in previous Europa games, but it's definitely happening in this one, so that's fine. Now, I do want to check in. We need to build a great temple in Mergen. Okay, so we have favors from Korea from that last war, and we can't get ducats from them until 12 September 1672. That's fine. Korea's Miltech 22, and we could quarantine the port here, and that's not great. But I feel like the influenza is probably even worse. So we'll quarantine the port. Okay, so we are losing cash right now, and that is because our trade is awful. That's to be expected. And honestly, we're going to max out rooting out corruption right now. I want our corruption to be gone. Yes, this is going to be very painful in the short term here. But we're only going to be sitting here for a couple of months. So that's fine. There we go. Things are getting better. And this should go away on this next month's tick. Perfect. Now we're positive in cash. That's what I want to see. So we do have our forces rebuilt over here. We are over our force limit. That's expected to go away fairly soon, though. Festivities, huh? A free stability or a free base tax? This would be in Amman. That is not Amman. This would be in Amman, up over here. Okay, so what would that actually net us? 0.12 monthly tax income. That's also worth 60 admin power. If we gain the stability is currently worth 142. So while this would be the better long-term play, this would be the better short-term play, because this is worth more administrative power. They're both worth administrative power. Fundamentally, I think we're going to take the base tax here, because our economy does need to be strengthened. That is vitally important. We also want to start annexing Nanai very soon. And what do we actually need to do that? Well, we need 190 opinion with them. We are improving relations currently. It's going to be interesting getting there without royal marriage. That's for sure. Okay, so we're going to get what? Like another 79 improved relations here? Yeah, so that'll put us up a little over 100. We may have to wait a bit until that revoked march status goes down a bit. We definitely did revoke the march status, and that was very deliberate. Okay, so we're going to get an exploration idea here and a quantity idea very soon. So that's wonderful. We are, of course, focusing currently military power, and that's exactly where we want to be. So we're going to reduce our land maintenance modifier by 5% here. We're also going to get rid of the expel minorities cost. Not that we're expelling minorities. So that doesn't really help us all that much. 155 ducats or lose a stability? We're going to take this. We'll lose the Republican tradition. Thank you very much. That does mean, of course, that we are now able to build the Great Temple in the location where we're supposed to, which was... Where was that? Am I blind? I'm probably blind. Right here, Mergen. Okay, perfect. So we're going to build that great temple there. That'll get us 0.11. It's not too bad. Hey, 100 population down over here. Excellent. So, 5% tariff value. We're going to take the power. That'll be fine. Okay, just checking in on their relative power levels here. Usugi's Liberty Desire is coming up. So that's very important to us, for sure. Clergy political struggle, huh? Actually, let's go ahead and do that, and I want to check in. We can seize land. I want to know what happens if we hit 100% Crownland, which we will do from this. I've never done this before. Let's see what it does. Okay. Did this change? I don't know that that actually did anything, but we are at 100% Crownland. So, cool. There's nothing else really to be done there. So that's fine. We are getting quite a bit more money. Maybe we did get a bonus from hitting 100% Crownland. It was only 0.2%, right? So that's a thing. Here comes a treasure fleet. We did get some inflation from that, but our inflation is overall dropping, and that's really, really good. We're very happy about that. So we are going to be getting another admin tech soon, and we're 3 years ahead of time on these techs. So we're probably going to want to save up for these, right, at this point? Yes, we are. We certainly are. How are we doing on manufactory spread? It is embraced in a couple of locations here. We lost our general there, that's fine. It is embraced in one province, totaling 3.4% of our development. And it is continuing to spread out over here. We gain a base tax in Mergen, so that's great. Our income is coming up nicely, and we're going to need that to come up further. 42 of 40, okay. Just wanted to check in on our land force limit there. Sounds good. So, Hosokawa is a problem. The Conquest CB on Korea. I would love it if Korea would declare on them. I don't see that happening. I don't think that's going to be a thing. We'd be very happy if it was. Are we reinforcing our troops right now? No, we should be reinforcing a tiny amount. 42 men. Okay, that's not a tiny amount. That's pretty decent. We'll take that. That's pretty good. The question is, what are we going to do about Hosokawa? We need to get in here. The prestige is quite high. We could build a spy network in Hosokawa. And maybe support rebels. Sabotage their diplomatic reputation might be a decent option as well. We need Dip Tech 27 over here. Okay, we had a revolt. I should have paid attention to that, but oh, that's in our colonial, or not our colonial nation. That's in Denai. They've got that under control. No problem there. We will come on down here and colonize. Perfect. We do lack a core in Midag, and we'll go ahead and make that. Pirates, huh? I'd rather lose a little bit of diplomatic power than losing a stability right now. This is under control, no problem there. And 42 of 40, okay, sounds good. So our manpower is recovering reasonably nicely. I definitely do want to agitate for liberty here. Of course, that requires tech that we don't have. This would definitely be something that would be good to do. Although that would have to be happening in Usugi, that they'd have to have that happen. I would love to support their independence. Unfortunately, because they are Japanese, we can't do that. But if they spawn a rebellion here, we will absolutely go to war. There's no doubt about that. We'll do the same thing that we did up here. We lost our treasurer there, and we do need a new one. So let's go in here. National unrest reduction isn't actually important. We can just afford to get this guy. I'm not sure it's a great call to go for him right now, but I'm going to do it anyway. Now that puts us at minus 2.58. Let's see what that actually ends up looking like. Okay, this is accurate. So that's a bit of a problem. Like I said, I'm not sure that that was a great idea, but I did want to get additional inflation reduction. And getting the additional diplomatic power, or rather the additional administrative power, is pretty decent. So how do we want to deal with this small funding issue? Well, that is a good question, for sure. What do we have for our... Okay, that's monthly war exhaustion. That's not great. We'll recall our Herald from Nanai. Scotland has hot chocolate. Good for you. Okay, we definitely need to wait for the Tyrant Overlord and the Revoked March status to improve a bit. We'll give that a little time. No worries there. I'm definitely a little worried about our treasury. There's no doubt about that one. However, this is improving. Moderately. It's moderately improving. We can grab an idea. This would be an economic idea. I think that's a bad idea. We go for admin tech instead. Yeah, we just can't afford to have this guy. I hate to say it. We just can't. We're going to have to go with this guy. It did cost us ducats, and that was a small mistake on my part, for sure. I should have calculated that a little more thoroughly. I was under the impression that we would just be able to afford it because of the reduction of 2.25, and then we had, like, +6. It was a math problem on my part there, for sure. I didn't realize that that had already been deducted. So we've got some admin skill here. I guess that makes up for it for the time being. Okay, Curl's Great Temple. That sounds good. Hey, Korea, do you want to pay for a Great Temple? Monthly autonomy change? That's not great now, but it would have been great a while ago. We're going to take 262 gold from Korea, and then we're going to come out over to the Curls here, and we'll upgrade the temple to a Great Temple. So that'll cost 200 gold and give us 0.15 gold. Not bad there at all, actually. That'll be pretty good. And we'll also get an extra base tax over there, so I'm reasonably content with that. What's going on over here? Occupied by Shagatai. If only they weren't protected by Ming. Hey, Ming. Do you want us to be a tributary? No. No, they do not. Okay. If we were a tributary to Ming, we'd be able to attack Oirat here, and I would absolutely do it. Korea's never going to declare an offensive war. I would love it if they did right now. This would be a great time to attack Oirat. But ever since they got this pacifism thing going, it's just not going to happen anymore. So that's definitely something to think about. We're not going to invest in new ideas at this time, because we're no longer ahead of time in our technologies. So that's fine. Checking in on manufactories. This has improved. We're getting close now in terms of our development here. So that's good. Manufactories is spreading in quite a number of locations, and so we will have that soon. Enlightenment has not spawned yet, and won't for a while. So we're doing okay technologically. Our main problem right now is one of ideas. We're lacking in ideas pretty dramatically. Gain 3 mercantilism. Honestly, at this point of the game, I'll take the diplomatic power over the mercantilism. Oirat rivaled us. Okay. Hypothetically. We can't do it right now, but I'm pretty sure if we threaten war with them, Ming would still... Well, unless they accept it. If they were to accept it, then there would be no war and Ming would not defend them. But that's not something we're going to do at this time. Whoa, hang on a moment. Supply limit here is 41. We're going to back off over to here. I did not realize supply limit here was 41. Okay, so we back off to here. We'll not take attrition there. Perfect. I really want to find an inn over here. We gain a base tax in the curls. That's great. I really do want to find an in into Japan. It's complicated. There's no doubt about that. It's difficult to make it in when Korea won't join. I would have declared this a long time ago if Korea would join. We have no CB right now, of course. So Hosokawa would join. Korea's not interested. So how do we want to handle it? I mean, if we could somehow bait Hosokawa into attacking us, Korea would defend us. But Korea's too strong. There's no way Hosokawa would actually do that. I mean, we can always, like, send them... We can always send them an insult and things like that, but I don't think that would actually do anything. I really do want to find an inn here, though. Because if we can do that, that would be a huge deal. So, workshops, not a great option. Great temples, there are some good options here. However, if we can continue getting a free base tax, that's a better way to do it. Religion in Mergen would be animist. I mean, that would give us local missionary maintenance reduction in Mergen. Done, but I was hoping that it would be construct another temple. Sure. We'll go ahead and do that. That'll get us a decent amount of religious unity, so I'm not too concerned about that. We don't have a free diplomat right now, so, like, we could insult Hosokawa. Let's see, we would need to send insult, like this. And we could make it scornful. They don't have any enemies, so there's not actually a point in doing that. I don't think that this will actually cause them to declare war on us, but if it did, Korea would defend us. And that's why I don't think they'll declare war on us. We can try it, but I think they'll just let it go. We did lose our military advisor. 6.85 monthly. We can't afford either of these. Fort defense is really mediocre. We could cycle it. And then wait a month tick. Let's see what happens there. National manpower modifier is better. We'll go with that. Okay, sounds good. So how are we going to get a way in here? The best way that I can see is that Asugi decides to declare a war on Hosokawa for independence. Well, for taking over the emperorship of Japan. So that would be the way that that would happen. These two fight each other, and we swoop in and take a bunch of territory from Usugi, like we did previously. We got 2 provinces previously. We could probably get a little bit more this time. But the way to do that, we really would need to agitate for liberty. If we were to come down here and support rebels, one thing we could do is sabotage their diplomatic reputation, and that should reduce the opinion between these two. Which that will reduce, or rather increase, the liberty desire here. Would it be enough to cause this war to actually break out? That would be the question there. And the answer to that is a solid I don't know. Lose 50 military power or 10 prestige. I don't like losing 10 prestige here, but I mean, it'll drift away anyway. So I guess that's what we'll go for. We are going to get these next technologies fairly soon. And yeah, we haven't embraced manufactories. We're going to do that soon. When is it going to be embraced in some of these? Oh, colonist rush. Cool. When is it going to be embraced in some of these locations? 97% here. That's really solid. Advancement of the clergy. Okay. There's a 90-some% up over this way, wasn't there? No, it must have been Amman here. Yeah, it must have been. However, it's now embraced here. We could embrace this for over 1,000 ducats. That's a lot of ducats. Hey, Korea, you want to finance us going up in our institutions? That'll be in 3 years that they can do that. We can purchase an ability from our level of splendor here. Monthly devastation, autonomy change cooldown, harsh treatment. Administrative efficiency is probably the way to go here, but it's not... Like, we don't really need it, right? So, I don't know. We'll see. This conversion in Mergen will be done fairly soon. We'll grab Admin Tech 21. That will allow us to get more production efficiency, which will help our economy. And we'll take Diplomatic Power. Okay, so we're 21 across the board right now, and we're now getting malices from manufactories. Manufactories can be spread into our territory. Our truce with Oirat is now over. I'd love for them to declare on us, but because they were just wrecked by Korea, I suspect that they won't. If we were to declare on them, Korea would not join. Ming would. So that's just not an option, under any circumstances. Lose 78 ducats or a stability, oof. We'll lose the ducats, but I'm not happy about that either. So we can come down into Hosokawa at this point, and we can sabotage their diplomatic reputation. So they actually lose 3 diplomatic reputation for this. That is a fairly big deal. What does that do to Asugi's Liberty Desire? 91.3. Okay. I would like that to be higher, obviously. 94,000 troops. So, I mean, Usugi is not going to win that war, right? That's very clear. Incredibly obvious, in fact. So that's definitely something we need to consider, and once that war is over, Hosokawa will then defend Usugi. We'll peace out at that point, obviously. Miltech 22 is going to be coming in very, very soon here. Neighbor bonus and, okay, 10% neighbor bonus with the dip tech. Got it. That's fine for the time being. So, 1102. This will come down a bit. We got that conversion done. Excellent. And we could, in theory, swap this guy over to this guy. We can't afford it. But that would be good value. If we could afford it. But we can't. That's not going to be a thing. Okay, we can't do another agenda for a bit. The Ottomans have re-proclaimed themselves as hegemonic. I mean, that'll make the Commonwealth in Russia a little salty. That's fine. We don't really care about that. What we care about is getting this institution. This would be very nice for us. How is it going in our capital? Actually, it's already 92% spread there. That's going really fast in our capital. Yeah, that's solid. Now, I am going to grab this Miltech, even though it's slightly inefficient. But you can see here that we are now 9 years ahead of time in our military technology. So that is great. We are going to swap out to Cohorn mortars. There we go. Excellent. And once this spreads in our capital, this will get quite a bit cheaper. So we'll let that happen for sure. How much cheaper will it get? Well, quite a lot, actually. You can see here that our capital is 126.7 gold of the cost. So it's going to go down under 1,000 gold when it spreads here. That's great. It's going to spread up here as well. And in fact, just generally, a lot of these locations it is spreading in. So that looks great. I'm reasonably content with that. Yep, there it goes, down to 981 gold. We'll let that continue to spread for the moment. I think... yeah, we're at 50% from manufactories as well. So we'll go to Tech 22 in each of these and then work on ideas until we get our institution spread for sure. And we might still be ahead of time by the time that finishes. We'll see how that goes. Once we get our Miltech filled out here, or rather this quantity idea filled out here, this is going to be so huge. So huge. Hosokawa has been working on a spy network in our territory. I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Usugi's up to 91.5. I'd like to get that higher. 91.6. It is ticking up. So that's good. There is going to be something sparked here. Treasure fleet alives. Wow, alives? Words are very difficult all of a sudden, apparently. But that's fine. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're really going to keep an eye on this. I want to get Japan conquered. That's kind of my goal now at this point. That would be great if we could do that. However, for now, you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special to all the channel members. Oh, I need to add thanks in there. Hang on, let me do that right now. Special thanks. There we go. Okay. Special thanks to all the channel members for making this video possible. That includes Spartan News and Rose Valentine and everyone else who is currently only one person, but that is absolutely fine. And also, of course, thank you to you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, click the join button below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.